Hi, today I want to discuss what I find to be an important concept in business, which is to not overestimate your competitors. A lot of people in business will look at what their competitors are doing to see what they should be doing. And some people will say this is being a copycat. I don't find it being a copycat. I simply look at it as keeping tabs on what people are doing in your business. It's just a good thing to do. It's a good way to spot trends, things that you should be doing. It's a good way to spot what you shouldn't be doing when you see somebody else fail through their implementation. So we're always looking at what other people are doing around us. And one of the big mistakes that I see young entrepreneurs making is going, wow, look at what they're doing. Look at the amazing things they're doing. They're $1 million company. They're $1 million business. What they see is something like this. They assume, oh wow, they started from here and they now look at their $1 million business. Whereas an experienced business person looks at them and their first question is, wow, that's $1 million business. Did they start as a $2 million business? Because in the first scenario, you're just looking at them starstruck like, wow, $1 million business, that's amazing what they grew and what they did. Whereas the experienced business person is thinking to themselves, is this a success, or did they start with finances and simply, ride it until they got to where they are right now, which is pretty cool, but way less than where they started. Because obviously, if you started as a $2 million business and now you're a $1 million business, that's not fucking impressive. Anybody can run a business if they already had the money and they just happen to lose a lot of it through bad, poor decisions. So that's something that you should be looking at. And there are a couple of places in the area that a lot of people that I know would look at and go, wow, they're doing great, amazing things. Look at where they opened. Look at what they're doing. Look at the ideas they have. Look at the fancy schmancy websites they must have paid a lot of money for. And a lot of these people would be kind of thinking of themselves and crapping on themselves going, I should have done that. I should have done this. That's a great idea. Why didn't I do that? And recently, this business had a lot of issues and financial troubles and wound up closing these places and wound up reverting to a website that is little more than a graphic on a page that says, we're not done yet, come back later. And then everybody collectively went, oh, that's why I didn't do that, because if I had done that, I would have gone fucking broke and bankrupt. And this is an important point, because you may see what other people are doing and want to aspire to it and want to take on these ideas for your business because you say they're doing it and look at the amazing things they're doing. What I want you to think about is they're doing it, but is that a long-term viable option? For example, there are people that will walk into my store and go, well, Best Buy does this. I will kindly and politely point out that while I run a profitable business, Best Buy runs a business that loses $480 million a year. Since I don't want to lose $480 million a year, nor can I fucking afford to do that, I am not going to run my business in that manner. I am totally cool with you supporting a business that chooses to have a business model that loses them $500 million per year, but that is not something I'm interested in doing. Another great example. There was a business, and I'm not going to say their name because some of the people involved actually still purchase from me, but they're nice people, and they ran this huge, amazing company. And they did warranty service for all these large, big names. They had been around for about 20, 25 years, and they had bought parts from me. They only bought like one part every single order of this one part that was really rare and hard to find about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, eventually I got a call from the owner CEO of the company talking to me about his business. He's saying, I wish I would have called you earlier, but I just had, 10,000 tickets that I had to deal with, and I'm changing my CRM system over so we could deal with these 10,000 tickets we get in a day. And, he's talking to me about his $1 million UPS bill, and he's just jerking himself off about all the great things they're doing. And do you know the name of my business? Like, I should give a shit. And I'm cautious on my end of the call because usually when people call you to tell you how amazing they are, they're going to follow up with the opposite. They're trying to convince me that they're so amazing so that I will do something for them or want to work with them without getting paid for it. It always winds up being something like that. Because when people actually have something, when they actually got it like that, they don't really have to flaunt it because they have it. But when they don't have it, that's when they have to pretend they have it. Anyway, moving back on topic. So, long story short, he was talking to me about all these things, and he asked me, if I could send him a credit application. Now, me being a silly, naive, young business person that I was at the time, I thought he wanted me to send him a form so that he wouldn't have to deal with using the website anymore. A little form with his credit card information and a little thing that says, you know, it is okay for you to charge my card for orders that you ask for. And so I sent him the sheet with a thing where he could put in his credit card number, the expiration date, and a signature, approving that we could use his card for orders. And to keep, again, as silly as this may sound to you, I was naive and a new business person at the time. He crosses all of it out and gives me his trade references, the amount of credit he wants, why he wants it, etc. And the guy's asking me for about $20,000 to $30,000 of credit. Keep in mind that they've made about 2 or 3 orders, and each one of these orders have amounted to about 1 or 2 screens at $175 to $250. So I politely called the guy back up to explain to him, again, a polite version of the suck my dick. I am not giving you $30,000 of fucking credit. I don't fucking know you. Even if I did know you with the profit margin I'm making on these products, I sure as shit am not risking $20,000 to $30,000 that I don't even have for the right to make maybe 10% of profit off of you. So politely told him, you know, kind of fuck off. And he goes on explaining how successful his business he is, all the amazing things they're doing, and I'm thinking to myself about it, and while I'm impressed at all the shit that he's doing, and I'm almost inclined to agree with him and give him some credit, at the same time I'm kind of looking and going, okay, you do X, but I don't see a lot of people doing X and making money at it. But you're doing X and it seems like you're in business, so that's cool. And at some point, I even was looking at their business model and thinking to myself, damn, I really wish I could do some of these things. You know, what am I doing wrong that they're not doing? Or what are they doing that I should be doing so that I could have the business they do? Well, I like to keep tabs on businesses that are in my industry. So I decided, let me look these people up. I always look people up on, you know, that I've done business with in the past, that I would want to do business with, because I just like to see where they are, and it's just interesting to me. I look them up in the place that went fucking bankrupt. The guy with the $1 million UPS bill, the guy with the 10,000 incoming tickets a day. And me, at the time, with my paltry little $12,000 or $20,000 a month freight bill, with my, you know, at the time getting 5 or 10 tickets a day, poor little me, I ain't filed for bankruptcy. I'm still here doing business. I'm not broke. And the thing is, what's important is that I thought to myself, it's cool that you're doing all these things, but I'm not really sure how you make money at it. You seem to make money, but I don't know how. And since I don't know how you're successful, I'm not really comfortable giving you that credit. And I don't really want to take on your business model. And the thing is, their business model actually doesn't make money. It wasn't successful. And it's a good thing that I didn't seek to emulate it, because they, like many other companies, they were $1 million company. But this company in particular had actually been a $20 million company. So I'm looking at $1 million company, naive little me, thinking, wow, look at all the amazing things they did. I want to do things just like them so I can be a $1 million company. Some people become $1 million company by doing amazing things. They start as a $200 company. They do amazing shit, and then they become $1 million company. That's what you should strive to emulate. Emulate the guy that started here, that's now here. What you don't want to emulate is a company that became $1 million company by being a $20 million company. If somebody started here, and now they're here, do not fucking seek to emulate them. Do not ask yourself what you have to do to be where they are. Rather, ask yourself what they did to get where they are, and then ask yourself if it's worth emulating. Then figure out what it is they're doing that you should be doing. But please do not try to emulate a business model before you know if their business model actually fucking works. Important lesson.